सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव नामस्मरणं मम जीवनम् तव नामश्रवणं परमानन्दम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् तव रूपग्रहणं भवहरणम् तव पादसेवनं मम रक्षकम् ब्रह्मानन्दं स्वामी नामम् नेत्रानन्दं स्वामी रूपम् नित्यानन्दं स्वामी गीतम् हृदयानन्दं स्वामी बोधम् आत्मानन्दं स्वामी ध्यानम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम् आनन्दं परमानन्दम् स्वामी सेवनमानन्दम् ॐ गुरुनाथ जय गुरुनाथ 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 सद्गुरुनाथ मम गुरुनाथ ॐ नमो नारायणाय 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 ॐ यं ब्रह्म सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Let us chant from verse number 6, page number 19. दृढनिष्ठैकसिद्ध्यर्थं मनःशुद्धिरपेक्षिता तदर्थं साधकाः सर्वे यतन्तां दृढनिश्चयाः मनःशुद्धिकराणीह साधनानि वदन्तिह यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव जपस्तीर्थं व्रतस्तथा विचारः साधनं श्रेष्ठं वर्ण्यतेऽत्र यथामति तस्य वै प्रोक्तं कृष्णेन स्वयमेव हि न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रमिह विद्यते बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः. So the text begins by highlighting the importance of purification of mind. The purpose of life is only one, to know oneself as we are. The purpose is only to know the self. And what is the nature of the self? It is Satchidananda, Advayananda. So in the first verse it is said, mere knowledge alone will not do. What also is necessary? Purification of mind is also necessary. But then the self can know itself by itself. What is the need of mental purification? No, mind is to be purified because even the desire to know the self will not arise in a person whose mind is not pure. Even the desire. The whole world is designed, classified, constructed based on mental purification only. In this world we see all kinds of beings. Plants are there. Even higher evolved insects are there. Little more evolved birds. Little more animals. As far as the physical evolution is concerned, the final is human beings. But what is that entity based on which this evolution is categorized? So then the scriptures say it is based on only one. What is that? Purification of mind. Based on the purity of mind, the whole construction is designed. Even among human beings also, there are so many categories. Broadly, tamasic, rajasic and sattvic. Again, what is this tamasic, rajasic, sattvic? Again, it is nothing but mental purity. A rajasic person has more purity of mind than a tamasic person. A sattvic person has even great purity. So the whole world is designed based on only one factor. What is that? Mental purification. So higher we purify the mind, the more we purify the mind, the higher we evolve in life. And what is that last lap of evolution? The last lap of evolution is all about knowing the self. Till then, it is all survival. How to survive in this world? In the form of a body. All beings are worried only about one thing: survival. So, food, shelter, clothing. But in that last lap, the creation takes care of all the basic facilities so that this person can fully focus upon only one. What is that? Self-realization. The Prakriti takes care of it. Easily all these things are available so that this person need not worry much about the basic necessities of life. So that that person can fully focus upon that. So therefore, it is very truly said here, as long as the mind is not purified, this person will not have even the desire to realize the self. Then what will be the person doing? That person will be working hard for roti, kapda, makan. Right. But once that purification is attained, then just like a mother takes care of all the needs of her child who is busy studying for the exam, food is taken care, clothing is taken care, washing, everything is taken care. Why? You study, because tomorrow exam is there. Don't have to do anything else. In the same way, Mother Nature takes care of everything of that person who is fit for that last leap. So yesterday we were discussing what are the different layers. The first one is this person has no interest. What is the second layer? This person has interest. The third one is able to understand. They are all different levels of purity. The next one, that person is able to have faith in whatever is said. And next one, that person strives. And the next one, that person is able to abide. So they are all different levels of purification. So therefore, how should this knowledge be utilized in life? Let us perform all our duties and responsibilities, keeping what in mind? Keeping purification of mind in mind. Okay. Gross people will work hard for the external wealth, salary, etc. But when you understand the scriptures, what is karma meant for? Chittasya shuddhaye karma, Viveka Chudamani. Navatu vastu upalabdhaye, chittasya shuddhaye karma. So the more and more we understand, we start living spirituality in our day-to-day life. Everywhere spirituality can be practiced. It is not that only when you are meditating or doing japa you are spiritual. No. Everywhere it can be practiced. So then, once this goal is clearly understood, even the professional duties become a spiritual sadhana. It becomes a yajña karma. Even fulfilling the family duties also become a yajña karma. Because everywhere the scope for purification is available. Right? That person's vision about life itself changes when he is exposed to spiritual knowledge. So yesterday we were seeing how various sadhanas can be utilized in order to purify the mind. Mere external physical sadhana alone will not do. It has to be backed by right understanding, jnana. Mind has to be trained in the right understanding. Only then sadhana can truly serve its purpose. At the seat of meditation, we are supposed to withdraw the mind from the world and attach to God. At the seat of meditation, we are supposed to withdraw from ahankara and mamakara and fix it upon the Lord. So therefore, if this is what we have to do at the seat of meditation, mind has to be trained in the same aspects even while living in this world also. For example, at the seat of meditation, I have to drop the ego. So what am I supposed to do while living in this world? Same, drop the ego. In this world also, there are so many occasions where you can drop the ego. You can perform an action with ego. You may perform the action without ego. You can take decisions with ego. You can take decisions dropping the ego. You can handle situations with ego. You can handle situations without ego. So, keeping that in mind, I have come here for a purpose. There is a noble divine purpose for which I have come. Keeping that purpose in mind, I must perform all my duties. I must interact with things, beings and situations. In this way, if I can live, then progress becomes very fast. The very living your life, transacting with the world itself becomes a sadhana. Transaction itself becomes a means for purification. So in this regard, we were discussing verse number 7. Yajña, dānam, charity, tapaḥ, austerity. Under tapas we saw kāyika tapas, physical austerity, vāchika tapas, austerity at the level of speech, and manasa tapas at the level of mind. Then we also saw japa, how japa has to be done. Two more are left, tīrthaṃ and vrata. Tīrthaṃ. What is tīrthaṃ? Visiting pilgrimage places. That is also a sadhana. It is prescribed in the scriptures. Now there is a wrong way of doing it. I will not say wrong, inferior way. Because you just go to tīrtha, definitely it will create punya, no doubt about it. But with right understanding, the benefit can be multiplied. Generally, what is the way in which we do tīrtha yatra? Camera should be ready. Swamiji, I don't know how many times again I will come here. Maybe this is the last visit. So maximum places in minimum time. Run no run. So there is an agent, travel agent. He has given a list. In one day, 25 places I will take you. So that is what we will choose. And then early morning till night. Run no run. Click oh click. Buy oh buy. Three things. Run, click, buy. Buy means what? Shopping. Because there are certain things you don't get anywhere else. Purchase everything. Click all photos and then post it in social media. This is our tīrtha yatra. And then make an album and show it to Swamiji. Of course, that punya will be there, no doubt about it. But what is the right way of doing? That also has been mentioned in the scriptures. In Srimad Bhagavatam, etc., very clearly mentioned. When we go to tīrthaṃ, all these tīrthaṃ are generally far away from the cities. You don't even get mobile network. Such places on the top of the hill or far away into the forest. It is deliberately constructed in such places so that you will be away from your hustle and bustle of life. So when you go to such places, the first thing is study sthala mahima. What is the greatness of that place? See, just because you have a hill, it doesn't become tīrthaṃ. Just because you have some river there, some trees there, it doesn't become tīrthaṃ. Tīrthaṃ is something which is... Tīrthaṃ means that which purifies the mind. A place, tarayati, that which helps you cross over this birth-death cycle. Such a place is called tīrthaṃ. How did that become tīrthaṃ? Some spiritual event has happened there. Some Mahatma must have lived there. Some stories associated. First of all, study that. Because otherwise, you will go there and you will just see some rock, some river, some mountain. Whatever you see, you must be able to associate the external world with those spiritual events. That place should bring spiritual thoughts in your mind. Here was this Mahatma who did tapaḥ. Here he lived. This is the place he did all spiritual sadhana. All such thoughts must come. But that thought will come only when you have studied that sthala mahima. Otherwise it won't happen. So this is number one. Number two, in such places, keep away your mobile phones. Even if it works. Generally it doesn't work. Because otherwise people, they come there and hours together they are talking with their near and dear ones. Gone. Where is the mind? The question is not where your physical body is. The question is where your mind is, because it is with your mind that you are going to do sadhana. Even if there are mobile networks, tell your relatives in that area there are no mobile networks. So they will not call you also. Keep away. Be in seclusion. Because such places are wonderful places to do sadhana. It is good to do sadhana because, see, so many people come there mainly for this purpose. So, amidst sadhakas, doing sadhana is easy. Amidst like-minded people, doing sadhana is very easy. Amidst worldly people, doing sadhana is very difficult. When everybody is turned worldward, turning inward amidst them is very difficult. When everybody is meditating, in such a congregation, meditating becomes easy. That is why satsang is glorified. Sangha, association with sat, good people, spiritual people. When you are in association with spiritual people, spiritual sadhana becomes very easy. It is like, in the river which is flowing in a direction, you just have to lie down and then you don't have to swim. You move because there is already a current which is taking you. So therefore in such places, automatically mind becomes indrawn. Because too much of glitz and glamour of the world is not there. It is away. You will always find that whenever you are into Mother Nature, exposed to Mother Nature, you feel like going inside. So then, in such places, more and more of sadhana must be done. There must be some Mahatmas. Find out if some Mahatmas are there. Find out some satsangs is happening or not. Go there. Attend satsang. Serve those Mahatmas, listen to them, spend time with them, and then be in solitude. Do more and more of sadhana. And generally in such places, physical comforts are very less. So then what? Has nothing much to eat. Away from the city you don't get much thing. Only some few things will be there to eat also. Train the mind to live in the minimum and do more and more sadhana. Then what happens? Mind is charged with spirituality in such an environment. Mind gets exposed to a higher joy, the spiritual joy. And mind is given this education. What is education? Real joy is not the joy of material comforts. Real joy is the joy of spiritual bliss. Mind is educated. Once mind experiences this, that even with the minimum, I am so happy. Once mind experiences it, slowly what happens is, it starts developing dispassion. Dispassion means disinterest towards worldly things and beings. It comes to know that I can be happy without all these crutches in life. All these things are not necessary. With the minimum also, I can be happy. In fact, I am more happy with the minimum. Once this education is given to this mind, you carry that educated mind back into your material world. That mind remembers this. So such tīrtha kshetra visits should be used to develop dispassion, develop devotion, intensify your sadhana. In this way, if you spend, then that tīrthaṃ becomes a wonderful means for purification of mind and spiritual evolution. Right. What is the next one? Vrata. Vrata means vows. I take certain vow that I will do this, I will not do this, whatever. Each one depending upon one's own weaknesses, addictions, we have to choose what vrata to follow. The purpose of vrata, purpose of vow is to disciplining the mind and the senses. At the seat of meditation, this discipline is going to take you a long way. At the seat of meditation, what is the discipline you have to follow? The mind's attention should not be in the world. Mind's attention should only be in God. This is the discipline you have to follow at the seat of meditation. If you have an indisciplined mind and the senses, the mind will be indisciplined at the seat of meditation also. So, to discipline the mind, we take certain vows. Now, before taking a vows, first of all, we have to maintain a spiritual diary. Only when we maintain a diary, we will come to know what all kinds of weaknesses we have. So, in spiritual diary, when did you get up? What all things you did? And when did you sleep? All those details must be there. How did you spend your time? In what way? Did you spend your time in constructive way or destructive way? If it is destructive, what all are those channels where energy got dissipated? It can be social media, it can be food, it can be sleep, it can be talking. So many ways we dissipate our energies. There are so many channels. First of all, let us be aware of those dissipative channels. That is the first thing to be done. Right. So only when you maintain a diary, you will come to know this. Otherwise, you will not know. And then what has to be done? Vows have to be taken. Yes, I will not do this. Here, lot of energy is wasted. Then you take certain vows. Eating, talking, internet, social media, whatever it may be. You have to find out the limit. You have to set limits for yourself. How many minutes per day I will use this? When I will use this? When I will not use this? Make a set of self-disciplining vows and try to stick to it. No doubt there will be a struggle, because I am always tempted to yield to my addictions. But then when you are struggling against it, every struggle is rewarded by this cosmos in the form of mental purity. Every struggle is rewarded. No struggle goes as a waste. Every pain is blessed with a gain. So in this struggle, what happens is mind becomes more and more pure. So this is the purpose of Vrata. Right. So always you must ask this question: this discipline, that which I am imposing upon myself, how is it going to help me in my meditation? There has to be a relationship. That is called as vichara. That is called as right understanding. So tapas has to be done. All the spiritual sadhana has to be done with right understanding. The means and the goal should be very clear. Then all the sadhanas become very, very productive, useful, effective. Right. So now come to verse number 10. Page number 30. Etad bhagavato vakyam swatma shuddhyaika siddhaye vicharyate maya samyak Shri Harir me prasidatam Etad bhagavato vakyam swatma shuddhyaika siddhaye vicharyate maya samyak Shri Harir me prasidatam. Etad Bhagavatah Vakyam. This is the statement made by Bhagavan himself. What is the statement? Previous one. Nahitnyanena sadrasham pavitramiha vidyate. Bhagavan himself has made this statement that the greatest means to purify the mind is right understanding. Training the mind in right thinking. This is the greatest means of purification. Bhagavan himself has said this. Etad Bhagavatah Vakyam. This is a statement of Bhagavan. For what? Swa Atma Shuddhi Eka Siddhaye. For the purification of mind. Therefore, Maya Samyak Vicharyate. So therefore now I am going to do enquiry, Vichara. I am going to think in the right way. Shri Harir me prasidatam. May Sri Hari shower his grace and blessings upon me. So this right thinking is based on the scriptures. So what all the scriptures what do say, based on that I am now going to do enquiry into the truth. Okay. So now the enquiry begins. Vichara sadhana begins. So this is the way we have to train our mind in thinking what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do. So what is this sadhana called? Vichara sadhana. Training the mind in right thinking. Okay, now it begins. Verse number 11, page number 34. Ragadveshadayah kamaha krodhalobhadayopi cha ahankarastatha swarthah vividha manaso malaha ragadveshadayah kamaha krodhalobhadayopi cha ahankarastatha swarthah vividha manaso malaha. Yes. So the first question is, what are the impurities of mind? So vichara sadhana is going on now. What is the purpose of doing vichara? Manah shodhanam is the purpose, purification of mind. So let us start the topic. So what is the first topic? What are the impurities of the mind? Because we are going to purify the mind. So first step is to know what are the impurities. Vividhaha manaso malaha. There are varieties. What are they? Ragadveshadayah, ragadvesha, etc. Kamaha, krodha. Ragadvesha means likes and dislikes. Kamaha, desires, lust. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. Adayah, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madamatsarya. Ahankarah, ego. Tatha swarthah, selfishness. There are so many such. Some samples are given here. Some samples, plenty are there. Vividha manaso malaha. They are all the impurities of the mind. Why do we call these emotions as impurities? Why do we call it as impurity? It is called as impurity because these emotions prevent us from knowing the truth, prevent us from knowing ourselves. How does it prevent? Whenever there is raga dvesha, let us say, to know the truth, what are we supposed to do? Attention has to be focused upon the self. Consciousness has to turn into itself. That is called as attention. Attention has to be turned towards the self. But whenever these emotions come, what happens to our attention? Consciousness identified with the mind. Mind is extroverted. So what happens to consciousness? Extroverted. So where is the attention? Outside. For example, I have raga, attachment towards someone. Where does the mind go? Towards that thing or being. I have dvesha. Where does the mind go? I want the mind to go within. But what happens to the mind? It goes without. It goes outside. That is why it is called as mala. Impurity. Mind colored by all these emotions has a tendency to go outward. Mind filled with these emotions cannot withdraw. So that is why they are called as impurity. even if that particular emotion is giving you joy, still it is impurity. Many times we think, oh, if it is giving joy, it is purity. You are attached to someone, raga is there, and the mind is going there. Is it purity or impurity? A person whom you love most, thinking of that is giving you joy. Remember, it is a sweet poison. Sweet, but poison. Why is it poison? Because it is taking you away from your own self. It is taking you away from God. Anything which takes you away from God is poison. Anything which takes you away from God is impure. Because God is purity absolute. Going away from God means what? Going away from purity. Going away from purity means what? Becoming impure. What else? So therefore, anything which takes me away from God, understand that is impurity of the mind. And therefore, reverse is also true. Anything which takes me towards God is pure. Humility, it will help you go inward. Sufferings in life, it will help you go inward. So anything which takes my attention inward helps purify the mind. Vividha manaso malaha. Okay. So what are the impurities? Now we know. These are the impurities. Now a very important question comes. Now this is called as vichara sadhana. Okay. Swamiji, what is the proof that these impurities are not the nature of consciousness? It is the property of mind. What is the proof? How do we know that these emotions which effortlessly rise in our mind, spontaneously rise, maybe it is a nature of the self. Maybe it is the nature of consciousness, because both of them appear to be same. So therefore, logical analysis is necessary. Next verse answers that question. What is the proof that these impurities belong to the mind and not to consciousness? Verse number 12, page number 36. Ete sarve hi drishyante chitte chalati jagrati pralinam cha yada chittam naitesham drishyate gatihi ete sarve hi drishyante chitte chalati jagrati pralinam cha yada chittam naitesham drishyate gatihi. Ete sarve, all these negative emotions, drishyante, it is seen, they are seen. When are they seen? Chitte chalati jagrati. In the waking state, when the mind is active, all these negative emotions are seen. Pralinam cha yada chittam, when the mind dissolves in sleep. Pralinam. In sleep, when the mind disappears, nai etesham drishyate gatihi. We don't see them. So these negative emotions, they appear when the mind appears, and they disappear when the mind disappears. So therefore, these negative emotions belong to the mind and not to consciousness. See the logic. So this technique is called Anvaya Vyatireka technique. Anvaya Vyatireka, very famous technique used in our scriptures. What is Anvaya Vyatireka technique? When entity A exists, B also exists. When entity A disappears, B also disappears. If this relationship is seen, then we can say entity B depends on entity A. This is the Anvaya Vyatireka technique. For example, very famous example. What is that? Fire and smoke example. Yatra yatra agnihi tatra tatra dhūmaha. Wherever fire exists, there is smoke. Or rather, wherever there is smoke, yatra yatra dhūmaha tatra tatra agnihi. Wherever there is fire, there need not be smoke. But wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So therefore, when the smoke is there, fire is seen. So therefore we say smoke depends on fire for its existence. It is impossible to have smoke without fire. So therefore, smoke depends on fire for its existence. So both are necessary, Anvaya and Vyatireka. The same technique is used here. How do we know these impurities belong to the mind? When the mind is, impurities are. When the mind is not, impurities are not. If there is a situation where mind is not, but impurities are, then we can definitely say these impurities don't belong to the mind. Got the logic? So therefore, this is called a vichara sadhana, you see. Therefore, all the impurities belong to the mind alone. Next important question is, are these impurities the nature or the nature of the mind or the properties of the mind? Nature means that which cannot be removed. Nature means, like for example, heat and fire. Nature means you just cannot remove it then. You can't eliminate heat from fire because it is its nature. Sometimes property also is a term used in a similar sense, but in this context we can just make a modification. Property is something which goes. For example, the fragrance of a flower. You can say it is a nature of the... It's possible that the flower, dries up and the fragrance is gone. So something which remains all through, that is called nature. Something which comes and goes, that is called as property. In this context, let us define this way. So now the question is, all these negativities of the mind, are they the nature of the mind or are they the properties of mind? So that is answered in the next verse. Okay. Page number 38, verse number 13. Jagratyapi cha vidvamsam pīdayanti na te tatha avidvamsam yatha lokam daya patram cha sarvada jagratyapi cha vidvamsam pīdayanti na te tatha avidvamsam yatha lokam daya patram cha sarvada. Yes, if these negative emotions are the nature of the mind, then all of us must have it. But what do we find in this world? Jagrati api vidvamsam te na pidayanti. Vidvamsam, wise people, enlightened people, even the sadhakas also, advanced sadhakas also, vidvamsa, wise people, knowledgeable people, we clearly find in their life that these negative emotions don't trouble them. In their behavior, in their thinking, in their behaving, in the way they carry themselves, the way in which they handle situation, very clearly we see they are free from all these negative emotions. Unlike avidvamsam lokam, unlike ignorant people. As far as ignorant, gross people are concerned, they live in it. Every action, every speech, you can see that stink of all these negative emotions. So two categories of people we see in this society. The knowledgeable people who are very much away from all these negative emotions, and the ignorant people who are filled with these negative emotions. That itself shows what? Both of them are in Jagrata Avastha. It is not that the knowledgeable people, they are not having mind. No, they are having mind. But these negative emotions are not there. Therefore, what is the conclusion? These negative emotions are not the nature of the mind. Because if it is a nature of the mind, then we can stop study of Manah shodhanam here. Because it is a nature, you can't do anything. The very fact that wise people have got rid of it, that itself shows that we can get rid of it. That itself shows these negative emotions are not our nature. They are all acquired property. So if it is an acquired property, what does it mean? You can give it up also, get rid of also. You see? Are you able to see the logical thinking here? This is vichara sadhana. To do vichara sadhana, you must be to some extent evolved. Otherwise, this is not possible. Gross sadhana can be done. Physical, lot of torturing is very easy. This is vichara sadhana. Sadhana is happening at the thought level, thinking level, right thinking. And this is the highest sadhana. Okay? Avidvamsam yatha lokam dayapatram cha sarvada. Therefore, their condition is pitiable. We see helplessly that person gets angry, shouts at everyone, gets irritated, he is disturbed, and he makes everybody disturbed. Dayapatram, poor fellow. You can only have pity. You see? So, what is the conclusion? These negative emotions are acquired property, so definitely we can get rid of them. That is what is said in the next verse. Verse number 14, page number 40. Tasmadajñānamevātra sarvada dukkha karanam tatsvarupam hi jñātavyam vichārena maya tasmadajñānamevātra sarvada dukkha karanam tatsvarupam hi jñātavyam vichārena maya. Tasmat, therefore, ajñānam eva atra dukkha karanam. Therefore, so two categories of people in the society. The knowledgeable people are free from these negative emotions. Ignorant people, they are filled with these negative emotions. What is the difference between knowledgeable people and ignorant people? What is the difference? One has knowledge, the other does not have knowledge. So therefore, what makes the difference? Knowledge. Tasmat ajñānam eva dukkhasya karanam. Ignorance is the source of sorrow. See the conclusion. Knowledgeable people have knowledge. With that right knowledge, they are free from sorrows. Ignorant people don't have knowledge. Because of the absence of knowledge, they have lot of sorrows. So what is the cause of sorrow? Absence of knowledge or ignorance. So therefore, what should we do if you want to get rid of sorrow? Tat surupam jnatavyam. We must also gain the right knowledge. Knowledge can put an end to all suffering. So we must gain knowledge. And through knowledge, definitely the suffering caused by all these negative emotions can be overcome. It is self-created. So this shows the importance of knowledge. So where should we start? Tat surupam jnatavyam. Jnatavyam. We must understand the surupa of the impurities of mind. Surupa means what? Nature. Where is it coming from? How is the mind becoming impure? Because it has been an acquired property. How did we acquire this? Earlier it was not there. I did something and it came. What is that mistake which I have done? Vicharena adhuna maya. Now I am going to inquire into it. Okay. How did the mind become impure? What are the impurities? Raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, ahankara, mamakara. How did this mind become impure? So now comes that series of inquiry. All these steps are from the scriptures. Okay. So it is not that independently you sit and think. Shruti matas tarko nusandhiyatam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says in Sadhana Panchakam. Shruti mataha tarkaha anusandhiyatam. Independently if you start thinking, you will not reach anywhere. So that thinking line, those steps also should come from Shruti, from the scriptures. So now what we are going to do is, based on the scriptures, the guidance given by the scriptures we are following, and then accordingly we are training our mind. We are analyzing the situation. Okay? Yes. Verse number 15, 16, 17. Page number 42. 15. Satya buddhir yada drishye swatmano bhinnata tatha sukha buddhistada tasmin dukkha buddhir hi va bhavet. Satya buddhir yada drishye swatmano bhinnata tatha sukha buddhistada tasmin dukkha buddhir hi va bhave. Yes, let us analyze this first. So where does this journey start? Journey of impurification. Where does it start? Drishye satya buddhihi. So we find ourselves in this world. How do we find ourselves? We are there. Sense objects are there. Things, beings, situation. What is our condition? Atmanah bhinnata. They are different from us. Things are different. Beings are different. Situations are different from me. Bhinnata. Then what? Satya buddhi. Not only I see them as different, I consider them as real. Satyam. Yes or no? Whatever I see, I don't think that it's an illusion. No. Just like I am real, this thing is also real. Beings are also real. Yes? Yes. Then what happens? Sukha buddhi tada tasmin va dukkha buddhi. All these things, beings and situation, I categorize them into either this or that. What are the two categories? These things give me joy, these things give me sorrow. These beings give me joy, these beings give me sorrow. Sukha buddhi and dukkha buddhi. First is bhinnata, then satya buddhi, then sukha or dukkha buddhi. After that what? Next verse, verse number 16, page number 45. Ragadveshau prajayete tada chitte vrthaiva hi tabhyam hyaham pravarteva nivarte lokavastuni ragadveshau prajayete tada chitte vrthaiva hi tabhyam hyaham pravarteva nivarte lokavastuni. Yes. What is the next one? So there are certain things and beings who are giving me joy. Certain other things, they are giving me sorrow. So what is the next step? Ragadveshau prajayete. I have ragadvesha. Raga means attachment. Attachment towards whom? Anything which gives me sukha, joy, I get attached to them. Anything or being which gives me dukkha, I hate them. Where are all these emotions? Chitte, in our own mind. Now see how the mind has become impure now. Ragadvesha has come. Then what is the next step? Can you remain quiet with ragadvesha? No. Tabhyam hyaham pravritte nivritte va. Then comes pravritti or nivritti. Pravritti means what? Both are actually pravritti only. Nivritti means withdrawal. Pravritti means engagement. Those things which give me joy, I want to possess it, make a part of my life. I work hard for it to make it a part of my surroundings, life. I crave for more and more of interaction with such things, being situations. That is called as pravritti. And what about those who give me sorrow? Nivritti, run away from there. Avoid them, eliminate them, whatever means. So, ragadvesha by itself cannot make me quiet. After that, automatically comes pravritti and nivritti. Okay. After that what? Next verse. Verse number 17, page number 46. Labhe sukhi tatha dukhi hyalabhe priyavastunah samsaroyam maya praptah मिथ्याध्यास पुरस्सरः लाभे सुखी तथा दुःखी ह्यलाभे प्रियवस्तुनः संसारोऽयं मया प्राप्तः मिथ्याध्यासपुरःसरः. Yes, now I am striving hard to get whatever I like, those things which give joy to me. I am striving hard in two different directions. To eliminate things which give me sorrow and to possess things which give me, both are effort only. And then, will I succeed? It depends. Labhe sukhi. When I get those things which are conducive, I am happy. Alabhe dukhi. Priyavastunaha labhe sukhi. Priyavastunaha alabhe dukhi. Priyavastu, that which I consider dear. When I get it, I am happy. When I don't get it, I am miserable. Samsaroyam maya praptah. Now I am fully established in samsara. Okay. Mithya adhyasa purassarah. Mithyadhyasa purassarah samsarah. Now, all these things, beings and situation, actually speaking, they are all adhyasa, superimposition. Mithya adhyasa, they are all illusory things, beings and situation, they don't even exist. But now, throughout my life, I am now chasing these illusory things, beings and situations. Now, you can see a vicious circle here. What is a vicious circle? I interact with the sense objects. Interaction is pravritti nivritti. After interaction, that object gives me either sukha or dukkha. After sukha dukkha, raga dvesha. After raga dvesha, what is the next step? Raga dvesha prerita karma. This is a vicious cycle now. Karma, karmaphala, sukha dukkha, ragadvesha. Based on ragadvesha, again I perform action. Based on that action, karmaphala, sukha dukkha, ragadvesha. Are you able to see this cycle? This is called as samsara. Samsara means what? Coming to this world and going through this experience of physical existence. That is called as samsara. Samsarati iti samsara. Constant change. There is a reason why we are in this body and we are transacting with this world. Why did we come to this world? There is a reason. This is the reason. Now a question may come, no Swamiji, first tell me why did that object come in front of me? A problem started with that. Object came in front of me, then I had to interact, and then interaction, raga, dvesha, problem. First step. So see, so the answer given is this. Any desire entertained by an individual mind will be materialized by the cosmic mind. Cosmic mind means what? Total mind. You may call it Hiranyagarbha, you may call it Ishvara, you may call it Saguna, Brahman, whatever. God. Any desire I entertain, that desire will be fulfilled by the cosmic mind. What is my mind? Individual mind. The cosmic mind will fulfill any desire entertained by the individual mind. This is the law of this cosmos. How does that cosmic mind fulfill the desire? I am desiring a sense object. So in order to indulge in that sense object, experience that sense object, what all things are necessary? Number one, object is necessary. Number two, sense organ is necessary. Number three, a body is necessary. Mind is necessary. Intellect is necessary. BMI is necessary. So what all things are necessary? First, the world of OET. Objects, emotions, thought. The object to be experienced, that is necessary. What is the second one? The instrument to experience that object, that is necessary, which is BMI. And then a conducive environment where these two come together. If the body is born somewhere and the object is born somewhere else, it's of no use. Both of them have to come together. So the cosmic mind designs and plans this. What is a desire? Vasana. So the cosmic mind is designed to fulfill all our desires in this way. So why is cosmic mind presenting certain sense objects in front of us? It is because we have asked for it. How did we ask the cosmos that particular sense object? By expressing a desire. Just like when the child expresses a desire and the mother and father manifest that desire for the child. In the same way, cosmic mind is a father and mother. Individual mind is a child. You ask something from the cosmos, cosmos will have to give you. So therefore, this is how we have come into this world. So who is to be blamed? Cosmic mind or the individual mind? Sense object will not come to you without your asking for it, good or bad. So therefore, we desired, cosmos provided. So if I have to come out of this vicious cycle, what should I do? Stop desiring. You understood? Stop desiring, stop asking. This is the only way. Remember, every desire is an expression of impurity. Except desire for God, desire for liberation, except those desires, every other desire is an expression of impurity, because that desire will ensure you are coming back again and again to this world. Any worldly desire will bring you back to this world. Coming to this world means what? Separating from the Lord. Remember. Because when you are asking the world, worldly things being subjects, things being situations, when you are asking the world, remember, you are asking for an extroverted mind. When you are asking for the world, you are asking for an extroverted mind. An extroverted mind is tuned to the world, focused on the world. It is not focused on God. So any worldly desire is a dangerous desire, because it will bring you back to this world. So therefore, it is this desire which makes the mind impure. The topic is that, how did the mind become impure? mind became impure because of desires. Therefore, if I have to purify the mind, what should I do? End all existing desires, number one. Number two, don't entertain any new desire. Two things. If the vessel carrying water, if it is carrying impure water, how to clean the vessel? Go on pumping clean water. Don't pump in unclean, impure water. In the same way, whatever desires we have, get rid of it. Don't entertain any new worldly desire. Asanga shastrena drudhena chitva. Cut it off. Asanga shastra. The acts of non-detachment. Acts of detachment. Non-attachment. And now, is it practically possible? That is the next topic now. How to get rid of existing desires? How do these desires express itself? It expresses itself in so many negative emotions. All our desires express as various moods of the mind, emotions of the mind. For example, kama, krodha, lobha. According to the topics discussed here, bhayam, shoka, moha, dambha, himsa. So many few topics are taken up. They are all expressions of a desire. You have to win over those desires, sublimate those desires. See, the discussion started by saying, sense objects are seen separate from me and I have Satya Buddhi. Swamiji, the best thing is, consider the world as illusion. That would be the best, no? It's not practically possible. Because we are already in the world and we are very clearly seeing things, beings and situations very, very clearly. It is real for us. You can't just imagine that they are all illusion. That will not work. Suppose you have put a knot. How to untie the knot? The very same way in which you have put the knot. Go back. If I have entered into a gate, into a very complicated thing, the very same entry path is the exit path. So to here also. How did I enter into this mess? I went on living my life based on my desires. Went on fulfilling my desires. Went on living a life of ragadvesha. This is how I have landed up here. So what is the exit route now? Stop doing this. How to stop doing this? Whenever a desire erupts, don't manifest it. Don't fuel it. Silence it. A desire is coming. The tendency is to give it a form, in the form of speech, in the form of action. The tendency is to manifest it at the body level, at the action level. Don't do it. Desire comes at the mind level. At the mind level itself, silence it. If you can do this, then what will happen? Over a period of time, all desires will vanish. Then the cosmic mind will not have material to give you a BMI and an OET. And once there is no material, just like how the fire in the wick, this is a common example given. oil is over, what happens to that fire? That oil is the desire, the vasanas. Dry up that oil. How? Existing vasanas you exhaust it. Existing desires you exhaust. Existing emotions you sublimate it. But please remember one more thing. Without holding on to the higher, you can't leave the lower. Without holding on to the higher, don't try to drop the lower. It is not possible. Many people do this mistake. They try to win over anger. They fail. They try to win over all these desires. They fail. Unless you hold on to the higher, you cannot drop the lower. That also has to be kept in mind. So now, tomorrow onwards, we are going to discuss these topics. They have been taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Guruji has directly taken, some 4 verses are taken from Bhagavatam, how to win over these negativities of the mind, these desires of the mind. That we will see tomorrow. Hari Mana Tumi Govinda Mana Tumi Gopala Mana Hari Narayana Govinda Gopala Hari Narayana Ram Mana Raja Ram Mana Sita Ram Mana Atma Ram Mana Sita Ram. Together. Hari Mana Tumi Govinda Mana Tumi Gopala Mana Hari Narayana Govinda Gopala Hari Narayana Shyam Mana Radhe Shyam Mana Ghana Shyam Mana Megha Shyam Mana Ghana Shyam Hari Mana Tumi Govinda Mana Tumi Gopala Mana Hari Govinda Gopala Hari Narayana Isha Mana Jagadisha Mana Paramesha Mana Sarvesha Mana Paramesha Mana Hari Mana Tumi Govinda Mana Tumi Gopala Mana Hari Govinda Gopala Hari Narayana Govinda Gopala Hari Narayana Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ